Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this live stream. I hope everybody is really doing well, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend. I really enjoyed with the nice scalp for ETH. Like to pick a top and move down and made nice 3 hour gains, guys. Thank you for playing that scalp. And that's the only trade I took over the weekend. Just had my limit. I saw it rejected, closed, take profits, and enjoyed. Salam alaikum salam everyone, and I hope everybody's really doing well. So what do we have this week, guys? Before we deep dive into the lower term time frame, guys, I just want to bring you a very important thing to your notice. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed it or not, but it's a very important thing, guys, for each and every one of you. That is the Bitcoin chart. I know. I mean, everybody looks on looking kind of charts, right? Well, no, I was talking about the BTC 3 days chart. So before we go down to the BTC 3 days chart, let's just evaluate the Bitcoin chart. The weekly chart looks very good. I don't see any sort of a reversal sign so far. I mean, there are no candles as such, honestly, but this can be the dark cloud cover, honestly. The dark cloud cover, in fact, looks great. What do you want to see the weekly candle to close like this one time? And a three black crow along with a very nice dark cloud cover, a retest, and then dump would be really nice, honestly, in my whole opinion. Because the weekly fact, as I'm just on telling you that we do have a death cross, and now the EMA 50 is also curling back down, which is of course not a good sign. You see the EMA 50 is curling back down. Even the EMA 21 is slowly and gradually curling back down. And now let's just have a biggest mystery, guys. Just look for this biggest mystery that we all are waiting for. Did Bitcoin had a death cross on MA weekly? Now let's reveal whether it had or not. Even I did not check, honestly. Oh my god! What a death cross for the first time on MA for the BTC, guys. This is confirmed death cross, guys. This week, the death cross is confirmed. And then you already have the death cross, guys, on the weekly. So practically, it's like the heart and time frame have turned bear. If you look at the 1433 Fibonacci levels, it's a 34887, which is a very big I would say MA levels. I'm not sure how many of you guys know about it, but just write it down somewhere that you should keep in mind. MA100 always act as a liquidity pool and a support and resistance after MA55. So MA100 as well as the 2022 golden pocket zone, that is 0.618 fib, somewhere close, it's very much aligned. But the most important thing you need to understand is the MA100 has started calling in a downtrend, so it is now in the downtrend. There is no uptrend, guys. Practically you have a death cross, guys. You literally have a death cross, and it's like death cross is confirmed. I mean, there is no much more confirmation at this. But I mean, as we all said that, yeah, that cross is confirmed, but the 3 days is quite might is having a slightest different view. Actually, I just want have bring a lights on that 3 days view as well. But so far we have the death cross, guys, and now have to be every bounce is most likely going to be the short, in my opinion, as you have the death cross. Practically the biggest death cross in the history of Bitcoin. That's like in almost a decade this death cross has happened for BTC, guys. Because on the weekly time frame we have never seen such sort of a death cross. Yeah, MA100 or EMA100. Best is EMA100, but if you just want to play MA also, it's fine, but I always play EMA. So EMA100 100 always act as a liquidity pool. You flip that EMA100, and trust me, if you align EMA100 on the heart and time frame, you will some sort of a pattern where the daily, let's say if you're watching EMA100 on the weekly, you will see that there is some sort of a resistance and support lines, key SR levels at EMA100 weekly from the perspective of the key SR. So definitely there is a lot of you know cross links or cross connections between EMA100 versus the LTF key SRs. So I think 100 is really look great, actually. Now, if you look at from the 3 day perspective, guys, so weekly is bearish. Okay, I don't see any bullish. But yeah, definitely you can have a three drive pattern and you can have one more push up towards 25,770 always there. Why? Because you have a 3 day hidden bullish divergence on the RSI as well as stochastic. Because if you look at from here, BTC is still holding this biggest support channel, which is really great in my opinion. But if you look at from the RSI perspective, the RSI is having a hidden bullish divergence over here. It's very strange. So what do you want to see now? This sort of a bear divergence to happen, you want to see a pump up and retest of practically 65.2 or maybe 5.1, and from there for the continued downside, guys. That's what you want to see, correct? But however, this also means that we might be looking for a retest of somewhere around 23,000 $800 to $24,000 at some point. This retest is definitely coming, guys. Even if you like it or not, but it's coming. But that retest would define whether it's just a bearish retest or it's like a flip and going towards the three drive pattern for 25,969. Because for a bigger bear divergence to form, the RSI needs to do something like this, and the price needs to make higher highs. That is the first way we can see a big bear divergence. Or what is going to happen is literally, as I mentioned, that RSI starts going crawling back up, and the price just stays here throughput, and we just retest around 23,000 $423,500, and from that level we start dumping down. So practically going to make a very nice bear divergence on the daily, guys. So right now we have the bull divergence, and it's something we just need to wait and watch whether it's going to play out or not, because we also uh, there at the OB, this is the hammer that you're watching, is nice OB that you have on the 3K, guys. That is the two things that probably need to mind for a BTC. You have this divergence, 3 days bullish divergence, hidden bullish divergence, as along with the stochastic. Well, if you look at from the perspective of the lower term time frame, guys, what I personally feel is the weekly open, still we are above weekly open. What I personally feel is we can probably like this. If we hold, we can have a sweep up the highs and go towards 22,750 to 22,966. The previous week equilibrium looks really, really great. But if it happened to have that move on the upside, which would mean that the wave 3 was in, and this is just going to be like a wave 5, a quick wave 5 towards either 21,375 to 21,327, something like this. And this is going to be a very clean, in my opinion, very, very clean final wave 5, and after that it's just a clean long, in my opinion. We start going there, it's a long accumulation is going to happen, and we start looking up to $24,000. How I would like to see BTC going if literally weekly opens level is holding, guys. It's like a this is the first lower term time frame practically view on BTC. Now, if you look at from the perspective of, if we start losing weekly opens, then it would mean that this was some sort of A, B, and C. Okay, and this is gonna be like 1, A, B, C, 2. Break it, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 3 will be something like this, and then you have one more down sweep of the lows for the February lows. Because if you remember, we are right now in the month of March. And the month of March, for the month of March, you need to understand that you have a bigger range. That's February range. The February highs are here. The February low is here. So once you take out something, so once if you remember January, what we did, January in the month of Feb, we took the highs and then we start targeting lows. Right now, I think we are very close to the lows, so we would mostly be targeting the Feb lows first before we just gonna even test the highs. I'm not sure if we even do gonna test highs or not, but at least this might be the quarter 1 highs, in my opinion. There is a very, very likelihood that the top might also be in around $25,300. So practically right now you have two options. We all depends on the weekly opens. You hold weekly opens, and we are riding a small scalp towards 22,750 to 20,950. And if you lose that, you clearly take a short on this with a very tight stop loss, eyeing at least 21,900 and later $21,200. So that's what you have, a bullish and bear case for BTC. Now let's have a look for the ETH. Now, this is ETH hard on time frame, guys. The weekly definitely did not close that good. But what kind of a pattern do you see here, guys? Can anybody know? Can anybody tell me what kind of a pattern you are watching here? Someone. Anyone? What kind of a pattern you are seeing on ETH on the daily that I've drawn? And what does that pattern means to you? And whether this pattern is valid or not. You have three questions. First, what name the pattern? What does that pattern does? Okay. Third, whether this pattern is valid or not from all the perspective. Cool, diamond. Thank you, JRMO. Diamond. Cupcake. Thank you. Anyone else? Diamond, diamond, diamond. Everyone diamond. Great. Thank you for participating. Now, what is this diamond? What it does? What this fucking diamond pattern does? Can anyone explain? Can someone type what this diamond pattern does? Okay, the diamond top. Yeah, the diamond can be a top or can be a reversal. Honestly, if I have to tell you, diamond doesn't only mean that it's a reversal. It can be like it can be a full reversal, or it can be a continuation as well. The diamond occurs in two ways. It can be top, okay, it can be a reversal, or it just can be a fake out. Now tell me whether this diamond pattern is valid or not. Yeah, correct. Logo designer. If you break up, we go high. We break down, we go down. Because I don't know how many of you guys know exactly what would be the target of this pattern. The target of the pattern would be the low to high. This is going to be the target at any point of time. Once we break this neckline, this is your neckline of the highs. This is going to be the target for the diamond, somewhere around the $2,000. Okay, but if we do break on the downside, target for the diamond would be somewhere around, in my opinion, clearly towards our buy zone of 1280 at first point. So you have two options, guys. First, whether this pattern is valid or not. Look at the volume before answering. Okay, you, because people just look at the pattern, but they forget the volume. Whether this volume supports diamond or not. Sure, I'm gonna do that Matic and link. Don't worry, I'll do that. So everybody knows about diamond pattern actually, and they know that if it breaks up, we're gonna move up. If it breaks down, we're gonna go down. But how can we be able to determine whether this is literally going to dump or literally going to pump? Because market just going to keep on waiting. They want a clear breakout or breakdown, and they are going to be the one who gonna get trapped. Why? Because what happens many times, it just dumps like this. The trend is when it breaks down and people are shorting it with a tight stop loss, and what it literally does is, instead of going down, it just keeps on pumping like this, like a trap, and vice versa. What happens? You have a trend line, it just breaks out of nowhere and create a big fake out. People are the trend traders, they're going to start placing themselves for the longs and fake out and just start dumping like this. I have seen it. I've seen it. I have seen it, this kind of price actions. So what do you guys think? What I think is this diamond pattern is really good. Okay, it's really interesting and it's good. The only issue is the volume. So what is the pattern is good, but I would say it's not 100% valid. Why? Because for diamond pattern to form, what you want to see is, when you see a sell-off, the sell-off should have a big red candle. It should have a big dump. You know, uh, it's practically this kind of a pattern. So the volume, the dump that you saw here, this should have been with the big sell volume, but I failed to see such sort of a big volume on the Coinbase. The spot did not have such volumes. And also the secondary is, when it pumps, it recovers the whole dump. It should be with the low volume, and that exactly happened. So it pumped with the low volume. That is matching. So the first case is, the dump should be, the dump should be with the low volume, and the pump should also so the dump should be with the high volume, the pump should be with the low volume. However, the first case is not matching, so I would say 50-50 chances of what something is going to play out. So most likely what I personally think is it can just give you a very nice retest of 1700 bucks, like a fake breakout, as I mentioned the second scenario. And what it's going to do is once it breaks out, everybody starts flipping longs, breaking out, just keep on longing building, and we just keep on dumping after that towards 950 bucks. So that is a likelihood in my opinion for the diamond for ETH. And also I've this is just diamond where I saw this diamond like few days back, I think, and it's really looking great. Let's talk about ETH, guys. For me, it is still looking in the wave 3 right now. But the problem is we have been, going really good above the weekly opens from 1560 towards 1580. I think this move can be B wave or 2 wave. So practically this can be like, some sort of a ABC, and this can be, 1 ABC 2. And then if we do, lose the weekly opens, it would confirm that we are going to break down to pre. However, if we start going towards 1600 to 1604 is a clean shot in my opinion. It's a shot. You don't need any trade. Just short that level. If we go there, it's a big nice opportunity to short 1600 to 1604. Your invalidation is $1,628. Okay, that's where exactly. Hi, hello, Massimo. So that's where your invalidation for ETH is. Okay, so now let's talk about the USD dominance. USD dominance, I have two options, white one and yellow one. I think I've already discussed it. I don't know why the white one would play out. I've never seen such sort of a thing when we are at the bottom, but you never know. It might literally play out. What normally happens is when we are at the bottom, normally this sort of a things plays out. So when we are at the bottom, it normally does something like this, and then it just reverses. Here I'm looking a very different thing. So let's see how this whole setup white one is going to play out. The invalidation levels for the white one to white line count is to play out is 7.62%. Once this USD dominance flips 7.62%, wrecked, the whole market is going to go in a big wrecked mode, guys. 7.62%. Remember this number. USD dominance 7.62%. Flip that level, the whole market is going to get wrecked. It's just going to be like a big flush, and it's gonna be like a big ascending triangle which is going to play out. It's gonna be a big wrecked mode. So be very careful. 7.62%. That's the only number for the USD dominance you need to keep in mind. Flip that levels and alas, shit is gonna hit the fan, guys. The whole market is gonna nuke. Everything is gonna go nuke. Okay, 7.62%. Now let's talk about total 2. Well, total 2 is still holding our big levels of 550 billion. We have discussed in all live stream. 550 is your big levels. I don't know who is defying these levels and who is holding these levels, but whosoever are trying to hold these levels, they want the market to look bullish. And once it breaks these levels, guys, it's gonna be a huge sell-off. You can't even imagine what's gonna happen in the market. It's just gonna be ugly bloodbath. Trust me. And I'm not just creating a fear or FUD in the market. But once this level is lost, everyone is gonna piss very hard. It's gonna be the big sell-off. $550 billion. Remember this number. Look at the total. We have broke down these levels, and for the first time, it's not good at all. So till we are under this trend line, it's bearish. 1 trillion, under 1 trillion is bearish. I would be eyeing at least a minimum of 930 and then 937 and then later $858 billion. Now let's have a look at the YFI, guys. YFI looks interesting. I took a small long on the YFI around $10,000. What I'm eyeing is something like this for the YFI. Keep up the highs, go towards 15,600, can even go to 18,240 as well. Till we are above 9,200, it is great. So your invalidation is 9,200. That's your hard invalidation. And your practically your soft invalidation is 8,076. So I think Wi-Fi looks great, guys. Wi-Fi BTC especially looking great. Kava, very nice inverse head and shoulder breaking above, looks great. I think we can go and retest around 85 cents. Now let's have a look at the, you know, have a look at one of my alts that I would like to discuss is BNB. The future of BNB is very important. You know, very very important, guys. I think I've already discussed the bear plan for the BNB. You guys remember it or not? So the bear count is very very valid, and I have to agree that it's very valid. This is like looks to me like some sort of a wave one, and the five waves up, wave two, wave three, wave four, and then we are looking for something like this for the wave five. Something it's a very much valid count. However, you also have an alternative bullish count for BNB, which could take BNB towards a target of 450 to $520, guys. So that's something you should not miss it. If you literally have that bull case, the long for the BNB would be in the zone of 253 to $250, eyeing towards 440 to $450. The invalidation of this bullish count for BNB is under $230, guys. Okay, remember the numbers and remember the levels. Okay, now let's have a look at Matic. First of all, we're just going to buy Matic. Matic, if you remember, I already discuss my bear case for the Matic, but it just broke up. The plan that I had slightly broke up, but 1.31 is the levels where I would honestly wanted to reject, and I wanted to short it around 1.61. Missed it honestly, but I gave this these levels in the Wall Street group. 1.61 is the very very interesting levels, guys. And the plan for Matic is very similar to what we have for BNB. And that's exactly what I think that Matic is most likely going to see the downfall till we are under 1.31, guys. Matic is most likely going to see, my opinion, 20 cents dollar levels, and it's going to come very fast and very hard. So till we are under 1.31, it's bear. Remember this number 1.3169, it's bear. The levels right for long is around 93.5. 0.935 is a big levels for Matic. It's a clean long. Once it retests those levels, it's a long. You don't need anything else. 1.3169 is the short zone. 0.935 is the long zone. In between, we just have to look for the lowest time frame charts and see what kind of a wave comes, which I won't be able to do it. Um, let's have a look at Link, because Link is also one of my favorite charts. Uh, Link is also very interesting. FI is going to outperform the next bull run with a target of 450 billion to 1.4 trillion dollars. But Link is in the Darvest box right now. Just imagine once Link break out of this Darvest box, it's just going to melt faces. So what is the best way for this Darvest box to play out? In my opinion, we have lost the equilibrium. The equilibrium is around 7.667. Remember this number, and the range low is around 7.3. I won't show BNB right now at the moment, honestly. Why? Because if I say that BTC is just going to sweep the lows and it's just going to have one more push up, practically towards 23.8 to 24K, so of course BNB is a no-brainer shot at that point of time, but at least not for now. I wanted to short at 250, but unfortunately did not reach it. So let's say if we do get a very nice manipulation on the link, then we will go for a big reversal like this. But once we see a flip of 7.65 again, then we're going to long from 7.65 and ride it till $12. That is what you have for link. At this point, it's a no trade zone for link. It's in the middle of nowhere actually. Let's have a look at one of the alts. Mana. So Mana, what do we have? Bouncing now. The plan for the Mana was to go and test around 58 cents. From there, give a bearish retest of 60.8. To me, looks like a clean head and shoulder, guys. Look at here. On the daily, it's a clean head and shoulder. Now, the head and shoulder is most likely doing it's most likely doing a bearish retest. But however, if it flips our levels, what level are we eyeing, guys? Once this mana flips 63 cents levels, it's a long. It's just going to give you a big squeeze, and that squeeze is going to take everyone out of this game. 63 cents is something you should remember. It's a short zone as well. You can short it with a very tight stop loss around 65 cents, eyeing towards 48.9. Flip that, go long, and just let it ride towards 85 to 90 cents. That's how mana likely going. Because you know what is going to happen, or what might happen actually, is that the move down that we are watching is not 1 2 3 4 5, and instead this move looks like some sort of a B and C, something like this. Probably the bottom might be in for mana. It all depends on 63 cents. Remember this number, 63 cents. Okay, I've repeated many times. If that level, it's just gonna fly, and you can have a short it there with a tight stop loss around 65 cents. Because if a wick is fine, it can wick 63 above, but it should not flip those levels. Okay. APT, guys, everybody was bullish with Aptos, and we literally got the top of Aptos. If you remember, my theory played perfectly for the 2414 Fibonacci levels and just went towards the levels of 11.6. Right now, I have two options. We are just going testing 10.2 to $6 like all-time highs, the previous highs. Now, if we do happen to hold that levels, we can see one more push towards $22, guys. So you need to hold 10.2, and once the 10.2 holds, we can see a push towards $21. Lose 10.2, the top is in, and we're just going to literally go down towards $4 again for the Aptos. Okay, let's talk about my favorite alt is Near, because Near also looks great in my opinion. And if it's you really want to short it, fine, but in my opinion it looks great. The plan perfectly played out, and right now I want Near to literally go towards sweep the lows around 1.95. Once we sweep the lows, guys, it's gonna be a clean long, even if it's for a scalp. So sweep 1.95, go towards 1.93, long there with a tight stop loss around 1.8, and you can ride it till 2.2 to 2.4. It's gonna be a nice scalp it's gonna be a scalp, in my opinion, guys. It's just going to be the scalp. Okay. uh let's check OP. I don't have chart for OP. I didn't chart actually for it. I haven't charted it for like few days. I'm not sure how it is going, what it is going to do. I don't have a chart at this. Okay, the structure is very much waves up. I think the it is just playing like irregular flat. It's A B C B, irregular expanded flat. 1 2. The move down is wave 3 here. We are doing wave 4. One more wave down and sweep up the lows, 2.03, and booyah, it goes towards 3.6. This looks great. It can fly from here as well, guys. The platform is set. This is a clear ABC. Clear. This chart is very clear. Clean ABC, which means that the OP is not top. It's not top. The dips are for buying for OP. So if you do happen to get one more wick down worth $2, I'm definitely giving you the long in virtual group. I just have to set an alert. Anything under this is going to be my buy zone. Alert. My alert. And also I'm going to set an alert at the OB in case if we start flipping these levels, I will be looking long the dip. So we have this range for OP. BDP. I never charted BDP, guys. So that's all what I have, guys. And the dollar index, as I mentioned, is in uptrend. Don't fight with the trend. Of course, there's gonna be some pullback in between, of course, because no asset can literally have can move in us, just keep on going up, up, up. It always have to test some levels. I think it's going to test somewhere around 103.5, and once it tests 103.5, it's just going to start pumping back up. The plan is already set. Reject from the levels. Now it's time for it to retest 103.5, and once that 103.5 is gonna be tested, the whole market is going to tank, and it's just going to pump up towards 108.60, 63, maybe 68. That's all, guys. And I need to update a lot of things on Wall Street Group. Every chart is to be updated. And also, I'm looking to give some trades today again for ETH and BTC. Let's see. One more chart. It's very interesting, and it's especially for all those guys who are here. I don't know how many of you guys know about the XRP lawsuit. Okay, many think that XRP Ripple is going to win. Many think that SEC is winning. I don't know what the fuck is who is gonna win, but what I think right now is Stellar is looking amazing. And if Stellar looks amazing, guys, I think if Stellar starts pumping, of course XRP is not gonna resist. It's definitely gonna pump. And why do I think the Stellar is gonna pump, guys? What makes me think that Stellar is gonna pump? Well, it's a big mystery and to me as well. But let me show you a very interesting waveform that I have for Stellar. Stellar. Ask me. Uh, Definitely. Well, if you look at Stellar, you might see that we already have that move on the upside. It's looking prime for the downside. You might feel like sort of that Stellar might topping out and it. So something like this you feel. What I personally feel is there is a possibility that Stellar might literally because something is not. I think it's regular flat. Can even have one more guys. It can sweep the lows. Once it sweeps the lows, I think Stellar will rebound. What news is gonna come? I don't know. How it is going to come? I don't have a clue. This is how I see that it can literally practically stand and make 5%. Stellar looks great. Stellar and similar kind of a also coming to RB. You see my plan perfectly played. It retested the levels of 34.5 and the way it had a wick on the downside was amazing. Just look at the wick. Perfectly went to my levels of 34.8. Exactly. Once this red zone is flipped again, better get going because this is going to be a huge inverse head and shoulder grabbing about. They have literally thought that RP is dead, but this can be a very interesting development of a right shoulder in my opinion. Until we are above 34.8 cents, we can have one more wick down like this, but it's just going to be wick retest. And once we flip the red zone, buckle up, it's going to go up towards the 46. For XRP, we have a lot of ifs, and for XRP, we need that levels to flip. Once the red zone is flipped, you can long. However, I would like to long once we have that one more move down. You have that move down, and you can literally go long, in my opinion. That's what you should do. These are the two charts from my end. So thank you so much, guys. If you like to support, do trade on Bybit and create an account and deposit the funds. Do give me a follow, like, and share on Twitter, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Have a nice night.